It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
You are watching WFTA television.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Late Night right here on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. I'm Bill, and yes, somehow we've made it through another week without getting throttled by the algorithm. Tonight, we're tackling something a little different. It's not toys and figures, but the big red beast itself, YouTube. And no, it's not the fun version from 2008 with cat videos and homemade lightsabers. I mean the new YouTube, the one that feels like it's slowly morphing into a robot-run shopping mall. Joining me as always is my co-host, the man who still believes the algorithm can be tamed with a good thumbnail. Give it up for Motu Joneser.
What's up, everybody? It's Joneser, your favorite comic book guy. So let's do this! Howdy, folks. Happy Saturday night. Hope everybody's recovering from Halloween. Got candy gut rot there. You know, I might have a few little treats left here. We got some Lafty Taffies. Got some chocolatey deals. Gotta have Skittles. Gotta have Skittles. So yeah, we're over here fighting off diabetes and gut rot. How's Bill?
I'm doing all right, man. So, how's things going over there on the Joneser end of things?
Joneser end of things as in what? As in YouTubes?
YouTubes or just in general, dude? Give everybody a little update on you.
Well, we had some fun yesterday. I had my son unexpectedly. He's 12, so he wasn't really feeling the Holy moly, Goji Tron coming in strong with a $5 donation to the Anti-Algorithm Fund, where we will fight the algorithm together, one donation at a time. That's right.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gojitron. We appreciate that.
Man.
Let me give him a reply here so that he knows that I saw that. Thank you, sir.
100%.
That is great. So we got we were starting off with a bang here on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, getting a wonderful donation from our friend Gojitron. Thank you, Carl, so very, very much. And as Joneser sits there and eats himself into a sugar high, eating the leftover Halloween candy.
100%. Yeah, I was saying, he's a little too old for the trick or treating, so we handed some out. Well, that's what we did.
That's the best thing to do when you get too old to do trick or treating. You get to answer the door and give the spooks the candy as they come to the door to trick or treat. And Mark says, "Happy day after Halloween." Well, here's the thing: Halloween means All Hallows Eve, which means or the evening before before All Hallows Day, which is All Saints Day, which is today. Today was All Saints Day, and it's also the weekend that we turn the clock back and fall back. So don't forget to do that in the wee hours of the night.
Wait, so this is the one where I get a free hour of sleep I didn't ask for. This isn't the one where they take it away, right?
That's correct.
Okay, this is
that's correct. And you can look at it that way. You get a free hour of sleep, but you also have to work an extra hour at work every day now. So you're not getting off the time that your body feels like you should be. Yeah, yuck. So that's kind of how that works.
I like that.
So yeah, there's that. I'm trying to get away from the Halloween memes because Halloween's now over with, and we're transitioning towards Thanksgiving. So we'll start getting Thanksgiving memes in the month of November. So we're not there yet.
And so there's still going to be some spooky memes, you meme.
Maybe. We'll see. And Mark says he's already changed a few clocks already. Well, lucky for me, all the clocks in my house changed themselves.
Oh, look at you. See, I got to pull that sucker off the wall, turn the little wheel, get the one that battery's been dead for.
Here's the funny thing, Jones. You know that alarm clock that sits beside your bed? I've got one of those. And no, it's not the one I originally had that you saw that every old person has. That one finally died. I went to Walmart and bought a new one several years ago. That one changes itself every year when the time goes forward and backwards, right on the date, when at the time that it's supposed to. So it just does it automatically.
My alarm clock looks just like the one you held up a minute ago.
Yeah, you can work it that way too. I'm already hearing Christmas music in the stores. Hell, I heard the Christmas music in the goddamn stores before fucking Halloween even started.
100%. You go out to do your Halloween shopping and Christmas is everywhere. Santa Claus is dressed up as Dracula. Rudolph's as Frankenstein. It's a mess.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. So let's see. So tonight we're going to talk about how YouTube's broken from AI slop flooding the feed to creators burning out to that mysterious algorithm that seems to hate everyone equally. We're going to get into that later. But first, let's loosen up a little bit with something that we actually enjoy. How about memes of the week? Wouldn't that be great? Let's do memes of the week.
Memes of the week. Memes of the week.
There. How about that?
I feel this one in my soul. Oh,
Well, I don't know if our esteemed viewers here are aware, but I have been moved to the night shift, and the feeling that I have about that is going to be coming out in these fucking memes tonight. So let's just leave it right there. Yeah, Mark's agreeing with what we have here on the screen. Yeah. Speaking of which, talking about monies and money going places as we sit here and go through our memes tonight. I got on the phone with someone from Meta PCs today to see what it was going to cost me to get something very decent in here that will be able to do what I want it to do, and us can ditch the StreamYard and get back to doing the Ninja like we want to do, and be able to do it with some degree of actually working. I'm looking at somewhere between $2,500 and $3,000.
that should set you up pretty nicely, I would imagine. I think that's about what my rig got. And I mean, and also you can kind of get a starter there and then later add, RAM, a video card, things you can upgrade pieces, as you go.
Well, we'll see. But that gives me an idea of where I'm at now. I could probably go ahead and get the dang thing, but I want to get a little bit more buffer in there before I jump off that cliff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You don't want to clean the bank account out. You want to have there's got to be still something in there.
Yeah, exactly. And my wonderful viewers, your donations help. And your donations are what we're using to get to that point. So I was able to put almost $150 into that account this time around because of the donations that you gave through the last couple of months. So we're kind of working towards our next. Let's move on to the next slide here. Therapist. Can you think of anyone who has a negative influence on your life and who is causing you to feel this way? Yes, that person is me.
That is funny, Bill, because we all must defeat the enemy within.
Well, that's true. I don't know how funny it is, but yeah, it's about like that. Yes.
It is funny because we have to laugh at ourselves and we have to laugh at our own pain. Otherwise, we have to cry, and nobody wants to cry. It's better to laugh than to cry, or laugh so hard you're crying.
Oh,
so you gotta laugh it off.
I'm a firm believer that most of us are our own worst enemies.
Absolutely, nobody's harder on me than me.
That's true too. Moving on to the next one. This lady says that sometimes men make the strangest requests.
I think this one might have got a little lost in the translation. I guess she's technically doing what she was asked, so that's good. At least she got her. She's following orders.
She's trying.
All women should.
Yeah, she's trying. She's trying.
Yeah, she's doing what she's told.
Either that or she's technically doing what she's been asked to do, knowing damn well that she's not.
I don't know. Everybody likes a little trip to the jungle too once in a while. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Don't start no shit when there ain't no shit, Mark. Baby, can you make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? You can make yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, yes, but they taste so much better when you make them, baby.
Yep. And can you crawl when you deliver it to me? It's sexy.
I think you just overplayed your hand, Joneser.
There's Studio.
Thank you. $2 super chat. We appreciate you there, Sue Studio.
$2 closer to that computer.
Absolutely. Johnny Sorensen in the house. AI ate my dog and destroyed my time traveling machine.
Hate when that happens.
Well, we use the AIs over here as well. I think Joneser had a conversation with mine today, and it was very interesting and funny as hell to watch.
Oh my god, that thing freaks me out. It's too lifelike. It's like he's got fucking Rosie from the Jetsons over there, just freaking, oh yeah, Mr. J, bing bing.
Yeah, it was funny as hell. All right, here we go. How to avoid stress at work. 1, don't go to work.
That'll do it. Then you get stressed because you don't got no money.
Well, there's that too, isn't it?
If only we could find a way to make money doing very little work.
Sometimes I don't know what's real or not on the YouTubies. You know, that's we're going to talk about that later on tonight. As soon as these memes are over with, we're going to dive into that. That's the first thing that we're going to get into when we do this. So yeah,
it's even worse on the tiki-taki, trying to figure out what's real and not real.
Oh, I like Salt. Haven't seen you in a while there. It says getting fired works also.
Yeah, that will do it.
Yeah.
You know, there's two kinds of feelings after you get fired. There's either the like, oh, I can't believe that happened, or the thank God I don't have to come back to this place no more.
I've gone through both of those, but yeah, I've had the jobs where I felt like a great weight's been lifted off me when I finally left the son of a bitch fired. Yeah. All right, let's move on here. Oh, here when the cashier asks you if you want to donate to the poor, I am the poor bitch.
You know, we had a Google Meet the other night, and one of the fellas in there brought up a great point. You know, and you're at Walmart, and you get to the front, and then they ask you if you'd like to donate to this, that, or the other. You're like, man, why are you asking me? Who just bought like $400 or $500 worth of groceries here, and then you want me to donate? I thought Walton's like bazillionaires. Like, why aren't they donating to this? You know, they ask their customers to donate to it after they just shanghaied them.
All right, so here comes Rolo saying that we've overlooked Susu's donation. We did not.
No.
We did not. We called it. We called it out. We put it up on the screen. We said thank you.
Yeah, we don't overlook anything. Not like that. No way.
No. That breaks the protocol, does it not?
It does. In fact, just to make sure, we're gonna put it up there again. Just to say thank you, Studio. Whoa. There you go.
All right, here we go. Let's check this one out. This is the difference between the generations. The boomers, push your feelings down. This is Gen Z. Talk about your feelings with each other. Gen Y, I'm in therapy for my feelings. Gen X, back the fuck up. You guys have feelings?
I always love hearing this, but the Gen X, which I was the last of in 1979, and the cutoff was me. And we used to make each other cry on the school bus for fun. Don't mess around with Gen X.
Yeah, really don't. Leave us alone. It'd be best. And it's getting worse as the years go by, says Mark. Oh, let's move on here. Let's see what we got. Oh, here's a good one. This one here ought to hurt. Once I finish college and get a job, I can buy all the figures I want. Yes, but you'll never have time to play with them.
And you won't have all the ones you want because you'll always want more.
Or you'll be waiting for that figure to finally be released by McFarlane Toys. But it won't be because he's lost the license and it goes back to Mattel and they start all back over again.
100%. No, the action figure game is a hole that can never be filled.
Let's see what we got next here. Here we go. The key to getting along with people is to either lower your standards or learn to drink. Oh my God.
The key, you got that a little wrong. Let me give you this a shot. It was the key to getting along with people is to either lower your expectations or learn to drink.
Next. Getting close. Don't forget to set your clocks from sunshine and happiness back to misery and despair this weekend.
Yeah, that was my wife's point on this too. Was the gloomy? It's dark quicker. She don't like that.
Yeah, it's already starting to do that here. Before the damn time even changes, it's going to make it worse. And here's the final one, the tip of the day. Never take a sleeping pill and a laxative at the same time.
Yeah, that would make for a shitty night.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's
And
bad
that's our memes of the week there, folks. I hope you enjoyed that wonderful little foray into the funny, almost painfully funny side of things.
Memes of the week. Memes of the week. There, I played you out.
Thank you. We came from a time where everyone laughed when stupid Tommy fell out of the school bus and the driver shouted at him for stopping the bus. Beware.
Right. Coach, my leg hurts. Run a lap. But my leg hurts to run.
Walk it off.
Running's good for it.
My mom was the worst. You go out. We used to go barefooted in the summertime down here in the lovely southern part of the United States. Running barefoot, running down the asphalt road with the scorching the bottoms of your feet, the stickers in the grass. Your feet finally get this big layer of dead skin on them, so it's like a big pad on there, so that shit don't hurt no more. But then you finally do it. You finally step on a piece of glass and cut the shit out of your foot. And you go bawling and squalling, cut my foot. And your mom puts not the Mercure comb, that doesn't burn. No, she puts methylate in the summit and paints it up red. And that burns like hell. And she puts a damn bandage on it. My mom then would say, now you go out there and cut the other one so they'll both look alike.
Yeah, kids is soft nowadays. We was having a Nerf gun war, my boys, years ago. I love telling this story. One of the older ones popped the younger one with the Nerf bullet, and he started crying. I said, "Whoa, hold on a minute! You crying over a freaking Nerf bullet?" I was like, "Man, we used to pop each other with freaking BBs."
Yeah, really? Come on. That's true. I remember I shot Greg Freeman right here and busted his glasses and everything. Had a big old whelp on his eye. And then we had to go home and tell his mom. But we left out the part about the BB gun. We told a lie.
Of course. Yeah. Because if you were to say that you friggin' did that and hit him in the face with it, you'd never see that thing again.
Yeah, we told a lie. Yeah, I'll punch you. Yeah.
There's an icicle. It came off the roof. Got me.
A lie. BB sting. Yeah, there you go.
They do.
They do sting.
We didn't make a rule. You could only pump it once.
Only pump it once.
Yeah. I think you sit there. You might actually break the skin if you get too much pressure on that thing.
Yeah, that's true. All right. All right, let's get into things here. let me get us into the mood here by coming over here and letting you guys see this cringy AI made freaking thumbnail that somebody made. See what George says. Then you get a big old whelp on your ass. Yeah. Kids were also made out of tougher stuff back then. That's true.
100%.
I fell downstairs and hit a hole in my head, and Mom was complaining all the way to the hospital about me bleeding in the car interior. Oh, stop it, Martin! This car is expensive.
You didn't bleed on the carpet, did you? Oh,
yeah. We shouldn't even tell your parents because the parents will punish them for getting hit with a BB. Yeah, there's that. All right, so what's going on here, folks? What I've got here is. We're going to talk about this YouTube slop. All right. So now remember, I've been on this platform a pretty good long time, pretty much since it started. And I kind of remember when creators actually mattered and you made a video and people found it. And if it was good, you grew. Now we fast forward to now, and it feels like the site is crumbling under its own algorithmic weight, with AI junk piling up like digital garbage. Tonight, I'm going to try to break it down. We'll hit 3 main points. AI-generated content that's flooding and poisoning the platform. That's 1. 2, the algorithm has gone completely insane. It's off the rails. And 3, how it's driving creators out for good. And then maybe we'll talk about how it can be saved or not. Let's get into it. I'm going to play this little bit of ominous music and maybe a little video behind what we're watching there on the screen, so that it kind of sets the mood. Here. That's ooh. And we'll play this little looping video here that has all this wonderful stuff in it. All right, so if I can make that loop. I don't know if I can make this thing loop or not. But here we go, folks. You've probably noticed this. You search for something, say toy history, and suddenly you're knee-deep in channels with robotic voices and stock images and scripts that sound like a third grader wrote them with Chat GPT at 2 a.m. in the morning. No, it's not your imagination. Articles like AI-generated videos are destroying YouTube and AI content is ruining YouTube lay it all out. We're being flooded with cheap synthetic noise. Whole channels are pumping out hundreds of AI videos a week designed to exploit the algorithm for ad money. Zero creativity, zero passion, just volume. And because the algorithm doesn't care whether it's something made by a human or a blender with a Wi-Fi connection, it pushes this stuff right along with genuine creators, sometimes even ahead of them, so that they lose out because this crap is being put on there. The result, viewers get bored, real creators get buried, and YouTube starts to feel like it's dying. Now, don't get me wrong. AI tools can help with editing and scripting, but when the human disappears, so does the point. You can't automate soul. What do you think there, Jonesy?
Well, I think you bring up a lot of interesting points. One thing I will definitely jump in on here is, what would you say? Let me start my point with a question to you. When would you say was the golden age of YouTube? Because I would say we are no longer in that. We are far away.
No. The golden age of YouTube was way before 2013 even.
Agreed. I would say somewhere, I first became aware of the platform with a guy who's, y'all might have known him. He was the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Mhm.
Now, this guy was probably one of the first big hits YouTube produced, you know, or he produced himself and used the platform to get himself there. So you got to understand, you know, yeah, like George Valentine's saying here about 2008, you know, 2010, that was probably, you know, the golden age of YouTube, where, you know, people got on and they became big stars, and you started seeing YouTube money. There was no such thing as YouTube money, you know. And then, in my opinion, what happened is then you got, and I'm going to go back to the Angry Video Game Nerd because this is my example. The creative, he was an original. He comes out in his show. If you've ever watched it, it was great. But then right after him, there was 1,000 Angry Video Game Nerds of lesser quality, and they were all creatively bankrupt, and they were just using James's shtick and trying to just play the same game, but it wasn't as good, it wasn't as entertaining, and they weren't memorable, you know. And I think in the toy community, for sure, we see this when 2020 hit and everybody was jumping on, and you have the Pixel Dan, who everybody knows, and then you have all the bazillions of Pixel Dan pretenders, who were even, I remember you pointing out to me, Bill, where they would be like, it's comparison time. Like, they would even say his line in their video, like, how soulless. And I've even looked back at my own stuff and cringed and been like, God, I was a part of that. Like, I was doing that, you know, like.
That's part of growth, I think, as far as a YouTube creator. But what's really bugging me right now is not the fact that goes on. Right? People have been doing that for I don't know how long. So I guess since the beginning, like you're talking about Video Game Nerd, that whatever's making the list that people are watching constantly, people are going in and taking that content and trying to use it for themselves. Yes, that goes on. As a matter of fact, you have places like vidIQ telling you to do that. Thank you, Johnny. That's true. He did show specific websites and his own site. But anyway, what I'm talking about is, well, Paul and I were flipping through the YouTube, and I got on my TV, that's where I watch it, I got a list of all these different videos that it's feeding me in my feed to watch. And one of them was about Happy Days. 25 things that you didn't know about Happy Days, or some crap like that. So I clicked on it to watch it, and of course, it is the AI-generated voice that has that generic feel to it that you can tell is an AI-generated voice. It doesn't pause. It doesn't take a breath. It doesn't have any emotion in its voice. It just turns out whatever was put into it as a script. And we listened to it for a little while until it started repeating itself over and over again.
We've all seen videos like that where they have that voice, that monotone AI-generated voice that's giving you the same information over and over again, worded differently, with the same video loop playing on repeat in the background. It's almost like a freaking Tom and Jerry cartoon where they're just running by the same lamp over and over again. And I've even caught myself watching this stuff and being like, God, and it was a clickbaity thumbnail that, like, they were going to say something I actually wanted to hear, and I'm 5-7 minutes into this video and they still haven't gotten to it yet, and you're just like, what am I doing? And just get out of there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's horrible. And what's really frustrating about this is when you start looking at the channels that are churning this shit out, they've got 4,000 subscribers. The video's got 2,000 views on it.
Notice what people are consuming. Brainless, and people are clicking on it because, again, it had a clickbaity thumbnail, a clickbaity title. They waited to the entire end of the video to get to the part that you came there for, if they got to it at all. You know, it's a game.
Here we go. Gojatron. I'm pretty disgusted with YouTube. My views and watch hours have plummeted in the last few months. Everybody's view hours have plummeted in the last few months because it's broken, and YouTube broke it on purpose. Yes, I think they've broken it on purpose. And we'll talk about that here in just a second.
Now, I'm going to disagree with they did it on purpose. I think what happened here is I don't think they care if it's a person with a soul and a creative mind, or if it's an AI or somebody doing these videos like we described that are soulless and just a video on loop. You know, like I watch a lot of video game content. You can see that same video loop of that video game running through the same scenes over and over and over again, while the guy's saying, if it even is a guy, giving you the tips or whatever. And it's like, they don't care if somebody's pumping this stuff out. They only care about the clicks and the views and the watch hours. So they're pushing what's going. Whether we like it or not, that's what's going.
Possibly. That brings us up to our second point. The algorithm is a complete mess. So let's talk about the invisible puppet master, the YouTube algorithm. For years, creators have played by the rules. Good thumbnails, solid retention, consistent uploads, but now it's like the rules were written on smoke. Some creators had their views tank overnight. Others get random spikes from videos they posted years ago. No rhyme, no reason. The current system leads hard on viewer satisfaction metrics. Stuff like surveys, watch time, emotional engagement. But it's turned the place into a casino. You post something experimental or slow burn, you're punished. You post fast, flashy, and frequent, and you're rewarded, even if the content's meaningless. The sad part, this kind of system doesn't encourage art, it encourages addiction. And even when veteran creators start saying, I don't understand my own analytics anymore, you know something is broken.
Well, and again, Bill, and I'm not trying to devil's advocate you or argue, but I also think there's other factors at play here. I thought that was funny as heck, John. Yeah, everything's his fault, 100%. But I think some of it too is the diluting of the pool, because if we go into the way back machine where we had the days of the angry video game nerd, or the early days of like Pixel Dan, or you know, there weren't a lot of content creators out there. Now there are so many content creators out there, and I mean, there's not just the good ones, there's the bad ones, there's the ugly ones, there's the mediocre ones, there's everybody and their mama has a YouTube channel, and everybody and their mama is pumping out content, and most of it's garbage. And so the algorithm has saddled itself that with the task of having to sort through this giant pool of creators and videos, all trying to make a go of this, and 90% of it is not in the same caliber or quality. I do think, and I still agree, the cream rises to the top. And that is unfortunate, because I do think some people are using these AI tools to become better than they would be without them, for sure. But I do still think that the YouTube game is it's become, the pool's too full. Not everybody can be a top swimmer. Too many.
Well, I agree with you on that, but I don't think that the top swimmers are being given a fair shake. Especially some of the really good top swimmers, they're seeing their views tank because YouTube doesn't want to pay them that ad money, but they're pushing this slop over here, or some new creator who doesn't even have monetization, so that they can put their videos on that crap, or their ads on that crap, and make money without having to pay anybody crap. But I'm going to tell you what's going to end up happening, in my opinion. You're going to click. You're going to go up there and you're going to go to the little search bar in YouTube, and you're going to search for a video. And Google or YouTube is going to spin up an AI video just for you and stick it in your feed. So that, now they don't have to pay anybody crap. It's going to be an AI generated YouTube video just for you. And to hell with the rest of it.
Well, it may be, but this is the thing. If that's what the people in the search bar, if they're getting what they want, they'll keep coming back and they'll keep searching. But if you're scrolling through YouTube and you're finding there ain't nothing but crap on here and you're not finding anything, you're going to log off. And that's the last thing they want. They do not want anybody logging off. They want you watching this stuff, whatever it is. They don't care if it's good or bad. They want the clicks. They want the video hours. They want the viewing hours. They want the traffic. But if you're logging off going, you know what, this ain't what I signed up for later, then that the market's going to sort itself out. It always does.
Well, we'll see. I think what we're going to see is we're going to see a lot of creators leaving the channel, leaving YouTube altogether.
And then that in turn will make it easier for the ones remain because you'd be thinning out the competition. The weak will.
I think that at that point, I think the competition. I don't think the competition is going to be real people, Joneser. I think that it's going to be thousands and thousands of AI generated sloppy pieces of crap, and you're going to be lost. You're going to be like the only human amongst all this junk, swimming upwards on a stream with YouTube throwing more and more and more and more and more crap on you so that you can't keep up with what's going on.
But let's be real.
Yeah, I agree with you. YouTube's clearly picking the winners and losers. I don't think the algorithm is doing anything but punishing the creators and pushing the crap.
But let's be real here, Bill. Every YouTube creator, to some extent, is using AI. I mean, I sat here just like you mentioned earlier. I watched you having a full-blown conversation.
I have nothing against using the tools for what they're meant to be used for. What I'm talking about is whole channels of nothing but slop. It's like create a YouTube video about blah blah blah, and it spins up not only a slideshow for to play while the thing is talking. It spins up a script, and it spins up someone talking, reading that script, and it uploads the thing to YouTube. And
we've all seen videos like that where it's just that robot voice selling it.
I think Johnny may be right that the platform may have to die.
It's too big to die. Here's the thing: there's always going to be your
becoming shitified. It's already in shitified, like freaking Facebook. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's always going to be your Mr. Beast. There's always going to be your PewDiePie. There's always going to be your Cinnamon Toast Cans. Those big channels are going to be doing just fine. The problem is it's the mid-tier or lower-tier creators and content creators who haven't quite gotten to that step. And quite honestly, like I remember thinking, like if the channel had 1,000 subscribers, that's a big hit channel. I hate to break it to some of you guys, 1,000 subscribers is nothing in the YouTube world. I mean, we're talking 4,000 or 5,000. That even isn't really a big channel. That's probably still low tier.
You're not a big channel and get that freaking plaque.
But if you want to be the one getting the buttons and the plaques and stuff, I mean, we're talking millions. You gotta be millions, And so I don't know if these AI videos are getting to those levels. I haven't seen one where they've got bazillions and millions of subscribers. Maybe I'm wrong, but those are always for the elite, and YouTube's always going to have an elite, and then there's everybody else behind it.
Well, that kind of brings us up to this next point here. The creator burnout and exodus that we're seeing, and we are seeing this happen. We're seeing some of even the bigger channels are saying, "Hey, I'm giving up. I can't compete." So this one does hit home a little bit. Many longtime YouTubers are quitting, scaling back, or just flat out burned out. Why? because you can't outgrind an algorithm that keeps moving the goalposts. Creators are spending more and more time chasing trends rather than making things that they actually care about. And some are getting half the views they used to for the same effort. Others are fighting the harassment and burnout just to stay visible. And meanwhile, corporate channels, media companies, and AI farms are flooding to fill in the void. And YouTube says that it supports creators, but most days it feels like we're just background noise to Skibidi Toilet and their ad partners. So a lot of people, the joy is gone. And when that happens, what happens when the joy is gone? The culture goes with it, dude.
Well, okay, I got a couple things I want to bite on with this. One, again, I'm going to answer the question with a question. How many content creators do you know personally who have abandoned channels?
Not personally known, but content creators that I've watched over the years. Yeah, they're
that's what I mean. Okay, maybe that you follow or that you're aware of that have abandoned channels. Like, I mean, I can even say my channel more or less is abandoned. I don't think I've put out anything in over a year. You know, I mean, I might pop a short in once in a while, or I pop in over here.
I'll give you an example of what's going on. All right, so you've subscribed to all these different channels, and we watched this happen the other day, and you said, well, I wish such and such would still be creating videos, and I said they do create videos. What do you mean? I haven't seen a video from him in ages. Yes, because you've never gone over to his actual YouTube page for his channel and seen the videos that he's putting out, and you're expecting YouTube to feed them to you. Well, guess what? You missed out on all those videos. But I subscribed to him. I even asked it to give me all. Yeah, and it don't. Wonder why. And you say the algorithm isn't broken?
Well, no. I mean, honestly, I think that's a bad example, if I'm being honest with you, because when I went over to his page, he hadn't put out anything in like almost a year. You know, so but yeah, I do hear what you're saying, that does happen, you know, that people put out stuff and it's not going to the people subscribed. That's where the notification bell and interacting with the videos, like clicking the like button, commenting on the videos, these are all things you're doing that's telling YouTube, I want this, I like this, I interact with this, I play with this. Simply just watching it in your feed as it rolls by is not enough to tell the algorithm what. I mean, and here's the thing. I'm doing the same thing I hate when you do it. I'm trying to tell you how the algorithm works. I don't know how the freaking algorithm works. Neither do you. We're guessing. We're guessing by what we're seeing happen. We're guessing how it works. We don't know. You don't know. I don't know.
That's true. Here's the thing. Okay. What they're feeding you in your list is supposed to be based upon what you watch, but the problem with that is, if you're not constantly, and I mean constantly, over and over, watching all the shit that's coming out from the channels that you're subscribed to, and I'm subscribed to, I don't know, hundreds, so I don't watch all that shit. I can't. But here's the thing. If you just choose to watch, say, a video about conspiracy theories, suddenly your feed is filled with that, and that drowns out all the other stuff that you like toy videos, and those don't appear anymore because you watch that shit. And that's what's happened to me. Okay, I want to watch other things besides toy videos all the time. I want to watch my friends, but the problem is I've watched all of these videos about how the pyramids were built by aliens and all that crap, and now suddenly it thinks that I don't want to watch my friends anymore that I'm subscribed to. It thinks I want to watch that all the time.
No, I can speak to that too, because I might watch the news or watch, like you said, like conspiracy theory videos or unsolved mysteries or, true crime documentaries.
Check it out. Usual Mike is in the house. Hold on, Jones. I haven't seen Usual Mike in a while, and he's a bigger guy. Okay, he's one of the bigger channels. He says, "I'm just having a rest. I may be back next year."
There you go.
I'm curious there, Mike. What's going on to make you want to rest? Is it because all this YouTube crap has just gotten on your nerves and you can't take it anymore?
Or it could just be sick of the grind, because like you said, it is a grind. You do have to constantly, like, that's where I think a lot of the people, to me, there's a couple levels of the YouTube content creator. Everybody comes up with this great idea. I'm going to make a channel and I'm going to create content. And somewhere, whether it's good content, bad content, or whatever, it doesn't matter. They think they have something to say, something to show, something to put out there that people are going to react to, watch, and enjoy. And sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't.
Oh, here's George. He doesn't always get notifications for a stream. He has to know that I come on at certain times and check to see if I'm going to be coming on, because he's not getting his notification. And this is a man who is consistently here all the time when I'm streaming. He consistently watches my videos when I upload them. How do I know this? Because he interacts with my shit. Okay. So why is you? And this has been happening since early. Back 2018 was when creators started complaining that their live streams were not getting pushed to their subscribers, even those who have hit the notification bell for all.
Yeah, and there you go. She's echoing the same sentiment. Yeah, and here you go. This is a bigger channel. I would say 20,000 subs would be a lot to me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he's lost interest in the whole hobby, and his watching and his views declined. And that makes sense. You know, I mean, I too have gotten into some burnout myself. You know, but what I was getting at before was so you come up with the idea to make a channel. You think you have something to say. You start pumping out videos. Maybe your videos are good and you get 20,000 subscribers. Maybe your videos aren't that good and you're struggling to get 50 to 100 subscribers. But anyway, people do this and they pump this stuff out. And again, I'm going to say it again: the cream always rises to the top. And if they're pumping out,
well, I guess I'm just the sludge going down to the bottom, right, Jonathan?
That's not what I'm trying to say, but I mean, you're definitely not like, I would even say, and this is coming from a guy who doesn't even have 500 subscribers, so take it with a grain of salt. But I'm not looking at this as for me, you're double or 2-3 times what I am. That usual mic guy, he's 20 times what you are. But you look at people who've got like 1 million subscribers, they're however many times ahead of him. It's a big man game, you know, and they're going to push those ones with the bazillions and zillions of subscribers. They're not going to try to give you anything. You got to go get it.
Well, all right. So how do you do that? All right. Here's the thing. All right. So I'm going to concede my videos suck. Okay. They're shit. And my live streams suck. They're shit. But Doja makes some of the best damn videos on YouTube. Some of the most well thought out, well put together videos with great graphics. And yet he can't get any traction either. Why? Because the cream rises to the top.
I'm going to take a stab at that. One, we're playing in a toy market, right? So that right there, that puts you in a bubble. Does he do content besides toys or pop culture, stuff like that? You know, I mean, Godzilla and you know what I mean? So you're already limited right there. You know what I mean? There's a ceiling in that market. Same thing with like comic books. You know me, I'm a comic book guy. I watch a lot of comic book YouTubers. Who's the #1 comic book YouTuber out there? Like Comic Tom? So I'm guessing that. I don't know that. I don't think he has 1 million subscribers. He might. I don't know that. But I mean, again, you're playing in what's Pixel Dan? Does Pixel Dan have 1 million subscribers? I don't know.
I don't know how much Pixel Dan makes or how he makes his money or anything.
But what I'm getting at is you are looking for an audience that's going to want that, you know. But if you put out something like funny cat videos, okay, well, now how many people like that? You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to answer. I'm going to answer Sue Studio here, who says I was going to start posting videos, but I don't know if now's a good time. Why? Why do you think now's not a good time? Because you can't make money at it, or you won't get views? Here's the thing, and I said this before to Jones, and yes, we're playing off of each other, but we actually agree more than we disagree. We're just trying to play both sides of the coin here. But here's the thing. We're doing what we want to do, and we're doing what we enjoy doing, whether we get the views or the money or not.
Okay, I've got my answer. So here we go. He's got 1 million, so 1 million, right? I mean, not 2, but he's also heavily pushed, and that's true. We've all known that. He's heavily pushed by Mattel and the people that he's putting up there. He's always invited to Comic-Con. He's a star. He's probably the top of the mark in the market, right? You're not going to out-sub him, you know, in the toy world. You know, he's the be-all, end-all. I can't name anybody bigger. You know, so... And
Johnny's got a good point here, too, and my channel suffers from this as well, you know, Jones. YouTube didn't used to punish people for covering multiple topics, but now it does. It's a monoculture. And if you have anything else, it's got to go on the second and third channel or it gets buried. And I'll give you a good example of that. That would be Super John over at Super Awesome Geek Show. He's got 4 or 5 channels now so that he can do his cooking videos on one, and he can do his travel videos on one, and et cetera, because he can't do anything crossover on his Super Awesome Geek Show because it'll ruin his audience being pushed to. Because YouTube won't push it out there to anybody.
Well, and I mean, that's just it. I've learned that myself trying to do comic books and action figures. I was told that years ago by the guy up above me here that, oh, you should probably have one channel for your comics and one channel for your action figures because that's how the algorithm works. And he knows that, and I know that, but both of us are stubborn a-holes and just think we're going to put the freaking square peg in the round hole. God damn it. That's just how it's going to happen, you know? And, you know, whatever.
You know, well, you know, a very good friend of mine, Sir Clifton, facing the same thing, has created a whole new channel called Fit Fandom. We talked about that last Sunday, so that he can do his active wear that's based upon different licensed characters like Superman and Batman and Spider-Man and things like that, because it won't fit over there on his toy channel. And he's kind of tired of doing the toys right now, so he's going to take a break from that and concentrate on this. And he thought that he could combine Oakley sunglasses with his toys, and he found out that doesn't work at all.
Right.
Suzuki says, I wonder if there's room for another smart ass. There's always room for another smart ass. Absolutely.
Well, I don't want anybody to be disheartened when I was saying, you know, the cream rises to the top, but that is how this game has always been played.
But sometimes the cream rising to the top is kind of like you don't have a chance. It's kind of like
here's the same thing. Like, say you were an Olympic swimmer, you know. Well, just because you're in the water don't mean you're as fast as Michael Phelps. You want to be him, you got to swim faster than him. That's just what it is. You know, you want to be the heavyweight champion of the world.
A better example would be, what if you're a college swimmer and you're a lady college swimmer and you're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But now they throw Leah Thompson
in there that's got different genetics and try to say it's the same. And yeah, no, that's a whole different argument for probably another day.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, YouTube doesn't care. They don't care if you're working your butt off or you're working harder or less hard or you're using AI or using not. Who clicked on it? Who watched it? How many watch hours that video have? How many interactions does it got? How many views does it have? How many likes and dislikes does it got? Who's playing with it? Who's watching it? Who's dealing with it? They don't care. It's yours, his, AI's, freaking Joe Mama's, freaking Jack Mama's, or whatever. They're going to push the one that's flying, and they're going to bury anything that's not. That's how it works.
Well, actually, it should be that way, Jones, but I don't think it really is. And I think that going in and looking at what channels are actually getting out there and what channels are getting held back. And I'm not talking about PewDiePie and Mr. Beast at this point. You'll see that something isn't right because there's channels out there that have little to no production value whatsoever, with just somebody walking with a selfie stick in their hand and talking. And these channels are booming, big numbers. So, what is it that makes that channel better than any other channel? Is it the content that they're doing? I don't know. Or is there something more going on behind the scenes?
Dude, I've had shorts that were like 8-9 seconds long, where I just did a quick little rant that hit 8,000 views or whatever, which isn't nothing in the short world. You want millions of views, you know?
Yeah, the shorts don't make you any money either if you monetize.
They will get you watch hours. I've proven that. You know, they will get you watch hours. You get 20,000 views on a short, and it's 8 seconds long, and somebody watched it 1.5 times. Add all that up. That adds up to a couple hours, and you got a bunch of them out there. It'll work. It does it. There's lots of channels. That's all they do is shorts. It can be done. There's more than one way to skin the cat, but the thing is, what you're trying to say here, Bill, is that the table's tilted.
I am.
It's not an even table. I'm saying it never was. It never was a table. There was never a time.
Probably wasn't, but it certainly felt a little evener back in, say, 2014 than it does now.
Well, that's because there were less channels.
Well, YouTube isn't dead yet, but it's limping. And what used to be a creative playground is turning into a content factory. What needs to change? Well, in my opinion, YouTube's got to take authentic content seriously and not just the PR fluff, but with real enforcement. Creators have to keep calling this out, pushing for a fair system and supporting each other. And viewers, yeah, that's on us too. Need to stop clicking on the garbage just because it's shining. If we want YouTube to survive, we've got to make it our space again. Real voices, real people, real creativity. That's my rant. Drop your thoughts in the chats and in the comments below. Do you think YouTube's gone too far, or can it still be fixed?
Well, I agree with a lot of what you said. If you want to affect real change, it's like they say, you vote with your wallet. So for YouTube, you're voting with your time, your interactions, and so the YouTube's going to push what you're watching. So if you're watching this fluffy video on a loop, AI monotone voice stuff, you're going to get more of it, and it's going to that's the cream now. That's going to rise to the top. And if you want to watch or support somebody who's actually putting their soul, creating content is hard. Creating good content is even harder. Creating great content makes a lot of work, and creating exceptional content is rare as a diamond. You don't see a lot of it. You see a lot of what I'm calling spam. It's the same video, the same talking head, same person putting the same toy on the same little spinny thing, showing you the same articulation, giving you the same point, having the same comparison time. It is what it is, and if that's what you want to watch, keep watching it. You get more of it. But I'm going to disagree a little bit here about YouTube and needing to say that YouTube doesn't need you. It doesn't need me. It doesn't need any of these viewers. It doesn't need nothing. YouTube is going to do just fine on its own, doing what it does, way it does it. And you can either watch it or don't watch it. And if you don't watch it, it'll die. But I don't think that's going to happen. There's too many brainless people in the world who click on this stuff, and it's going to just be there forever. And that's just the way it is. Hate to be the negative guy in that, but that's how I feel.
I think you're misunderstanding what I mean by YouTube dying. The platform will exist. It's not, I'm not saying the platform won't be there. It won't be what we think of when we think of YouTube. It'll be something entirely different, full of crap. And yes, there will be brainless idiots watching it constantly. And no, it won't go away. And yes, it'll continue to rake in the freaking money. But it won't be our YouTube anymore. It won't be what we started watching in the beginning. It won't be the place where you go to see somebody's creation being brought to life before your eyes.
I hate to keep arguing with you, man. It's already that way. You know what I mean? Look at what it was 4 or 5 years ago. It's already different. Then look at what it was back in 2008. It's already different. It's already that way. This has already happened.
Okay. And, you know, of course, you know, one of the things that you were talking about earlier was the fact that there's this AI generated stuff. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with AI generated stuff. I'm talking about the stuff that doesn't have somebody behind it, that is just being churned out there. And they're not even editing the stuff. How do I know they're not editing the stuff? Well, if your AI is repeating the same script over and over and over again for the next 25 minutes, obviously you haven't been listening to what you created on ChatGPT. You just throwed it into the dang thing and let it spin out some kind of a video. Of course, I went over there with some pictures and tried to see if I could create some realistic designs for our favorite Motu characters. And I got an Evil Lyn, which I think looks pretty cool. Let's see what else I found. I found a nice Tila picture and turned it into this. And then I found a pretty good Marlena picture, and I think that looks just like Marlena right there. But why did I do that? Because I wanted to recreate a pretty famous photo. And that was this photo here of Sophia Loren looking over at Jane Mansfield. Now, what has Sophia Loren got to do with anything? Well, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'll give you a hint. When Mark Taylor did his designs for Evil Lyn, he wrote to the side that the Evil Lyn, the figure's face should look like Sophia Loren. So that led me to create this picture right here. What you think, guys?
Yeah, that's something. So you can take two celebrities, superimpose them on some fictional characters, which I suppose was done with pen and paper back in the 80s, like you say, and now it's done digitally, you know, which I'm sure great art is inspired by things that they've seen in the past and things like this. But now here's the thing, and I'm not trying to knock what you did, Bill. I love that you had an idea, you used the tools available to you, and you made it happen. But again, Mark Taylor, and this is where I'm going to knock you a little bit, and I mean this with love. I love you, big guy, but I am going to knock you a little bit. Mark Taylor used his own hand, his own pen and pencil, and drew it on his own paper. You typed something into a thing and put boom, and it did it for you. Now, yeah, you have the idea.
Oh, wait a minute. We got Clippy here, and I know what that means. That's pretty cool. Harriet says, "Hi, I find it ironic that your title is How AI and Algorithms Ruined Everything, while you're completely oblivious as to how AI thumbnails like this one are a massive turnoff to 99% of viewers." Bye. Well, see you later. Well, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
probably the thumbnail for the video that we're on right now, which was, again, AI generated. And there you are. So they're saying that you're probably
it was. But here's the thing: what Harriet? Of course, they're not here now to watch. By Harriet. Yes, the elements in that video were AI created. The elements in the video, but the thumbnail itself wasn't just generated. I didn't say create this thumbnail and boom, it created it. I created certain elements of that thumbnail, and then I put those elements together myself.
All I would say is to Harriet, thanks for commenting and helping the algorithm out, help us out, because we needed that. And also, a good point. We can take a little criticism or a little knock on the chin. We don't care. Honestly, I could give a crap what any of you think. And I mean that with my whole black ugly heart, but that's just it. I know nobody needs to care what I think either, because a lot of what I had to say was probably a little negative and probably hurt some feelings, but I feel like I was saying some truth too. You're going to sit here and, boo-hoo, oh, YouTube ain't giving me a fair shake. YouTube never gave anybody a fair shake once in its freaking life. YouTube cares about one thing, money. And you know what I mean? And if the Angry Video Game Nerd gets freaking 10 million views and your video got 200, guess what? They're pushing his and not yours. That's it.
I'm curious whether the Angry Video Nerd channel is still getting the same views that it got back in its heyday.
It does. He's been doing this, 10, 15 years now? Longer? He's totally disengaged from it. It's not the same. It's a shell of its former self, but it's a moneymaker. So, he's got millions of views when he does videos and millions of subscribers. And yeah, that channel hasn't been good probably since 2013. But I still watch it.
Well, let's pay some imaginary bills and play some a commercial and do a little commercial break here.
We'll return after these messages.
Girls, I bought a lot of underwear for my boys, and every year I pick Fruit of the Loom.
Surprise, Emma!
Hiya, cuties. I save every time I buy Fruit of the Loom briefs. Big value for your money.
Right on, only $1.
The Superband waistband, that's real quality.
That a girl, Emma.
For my boys and my money, Fruit makes the best pickings. Boys' cotton briefs, only $1. A great buy in briefs.
Mr. Cow.
Yes?
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I don't know. I always end up biting. Ask Mr. Fox, for he's much cleverer than I.
Mr. Fox, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Why don't you ask Mr. Turtle, for he's been around a lot longer than I. Me, I bite.
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl, for he is the wisest of us all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
A good question. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
If there's anything I can't stand, it's a smart owl.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
B5O-hum!
Come on, you guys. It's only a little.
A
hungry giant!
Hungry for a big honey taste.
Big taste, honeycomb, big taste.
Honeycomb taste! Yeah, yeah, yeah!
It's not small.
No, no, no! Honeycomb's got a big honey taste! Big, big crunch for a big, big bite! Honeycomb cereal! Part of this big, complete breakfast! Honeycomb's a big, big bite! Yeah!
Lego my Eggo.
Lego my Eggo.
You'd deny your own father an Eggo frozen waffle from Kellogg's? With extra batter to make a man size? You'd deny me the 4 important vitamins and iron in an Eggo waffle? You'd deny all this to your poor old dad?
Let go my ego.
Will you have kids your own someday?
Let go my ego.
That's him, Herman, the funny-looking one with the mustache.
I'll handle him. Hey, Whipple, you've been giving the missus a tough time for squeezing Charmin bathroom tissue.
But we don't squeeze new Charmin in the store.
Yeah?
See, there's a sign.
A sign? Honey, there's a sign.
But, Herman, we can't resist. Charmin's so deep down, squeezably soft.
And the soft fragrance is irresistible. Irresistible price, too.
Honey, the sign.
Everyone squeezes new Charmin. Here.
Does smell nice, huh? Feel soft. But you gotta resist it, honey. You gotta be strong like us guys. Right, Whipple? Oh, Whipple.
Please don't squeeze the Charmin.
New squeezably soft Charmin bathroom tissue from Procter & Gamble. Take it home and squeeze it.
Mamma mia, that's some beast. Cut spicy meatballs, Jack. Sorry. Take 28. Out, Tony. And action. Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. Cut. What was the matter with that? The accent. Huh. Cut. Cut. Micey, micey, ballsy, ballsy. Cut. Take 59. And action.
Sometimes you eat more than you should. And when it's spicy besides, Mamma Mia, do you need Alka-Seltzer? Alka-Seltzer can help unstuff you, relieve the acid indigestion, and help make you your old self again.
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. Cut. Okay, let's break for lunch.
The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated.
Paul Masson's superb taste shouldn't be too surprising. This champagne doesn't come from France, but it was created by a man who did, Paul Masson. Paul Masson will sell no wine before it's time.
WMC-TV, Channel 5, Memphis.
That Orson Welles was killing me.
That wasn't the exact commercial, but that I did take the outtakes of that and put them together and make the commercial that you saw there. And that wasn't an algorithm that did that. That was me that did that. That wasn't a AI that did that. That was me that did that. So there you go. Right. Yes, he did play Unicron. You are correct there, George. Yeah, I got some classic commercials there. I thought you guys would appreciate that for a late night at night.
Mamma mia, that's the spicy meat.
You know that commercial right there was one of the biggest failure commercials that ever was. Do you know why?
No.
All right. When you do a commercial, it's supposed to make people think of the product that you're trying to sell. That commercial was selling Alka-Seltzer, but everybody thought that they were selling meatballs and meat and maybe tomato sauce.
Right.
Because they spent more time talking about the meatballs than they did the Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, but the joke was centered around the Alka-Seltzer. I would have remembered the Alka-Seltzer because I saw the freaking thing get dropped in the freaking water there. I knew exactly what they're doing. And then the whole let's break for lunch right at the end. Yeah, that guy don't need a lunch. He's good.
But the funniest part of the whole thing was at one point they put the plate back in front of him and he just sits there.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, that man is done.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I don't know. Do you want a little music and fun? What would you like to hear tonight there, Joneser?
Well, I always have my favorites. I'm a predictable son of a gun. I like the old the superpowers. Everybody likes the freaking investigator deal, even though well, I like it too. I'll be honest with you. I've seen some jerk go through the comments there and say the Jones are brothers or whatever. It's probably that same Jakimov there that was messing with me last year. Or was it this year? So long ago, I can't remember. Such an insignificant person trolling me on this channel that deserves no credit or recognition at all. This horrible. That's probably an AI doing. It's not even a real person, that making these fake accounts. So, I'm not even going to shout him out and give him any credit anymore. This person is not worth the fungus between my toes. Yeah, nobody. That's right. I'm calling you out. You're a nobody. You're not even worthy of my attention. I didn't even read your comment because I don't care.
I don't know if I like Salt is still here, but I know there's a favorite song of his, and I'm going to go ahead and play it right now for you guys.
There we go.
Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. He once was a true love of mine. Trying to make me a cambric shirt. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Without no seams nor needle wood, then he'll be a true love of mine. Trying to find me an acre of land. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Between salt water and the sea strands, then he'll be a true love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. He once was a true love of mine.
Love that tune.
It's a pretty song. It really is. Been around a long, long time, but that is, I believe, Andy Warner's version of that. And I put in the thing there so that I won't get dinged for that one. So yeah, check out the comments
Well,
and you can see
can
where.
use that if you put it in the thing and give them credit. Is that the rule?
That's correct. For that particular one, yes. Depends upon where you're getting it from and all that kind of stuff. For instance, I know that our friend Sue Studio wants to hear the song about taking a dump on the company time. The problem with that one is the people who put that one out, they don't want it. They don't want to share anything with us. It's not a royalty free thing. So if I want to keep my monetization,
it's their right. It's their right. It's their song. It's their art. You're not allowed to steal at the end.
Pretty much. But I mean, you can, but what you'll end up doing is you'll end up giving them all the money for your whole video, not just that little portion that's got that part in it. And that's not what I want to happen. And the other thing is, even though they won't copyright strike you, they just give you that content ID. If they wanted to, they could come back and strike you later if you leave it up there.
Whenever.
And that's the part that scares me to the point where I just don't want to put that stuff out there anymore. And I can remember the conversation that we had years ago about this. And you're like, well, you're not monetized. Why do you even care? And I'm like, well, I don't. And I started putting that shit out there. And then I got monetized, and then I suddenly did care. And then I started seeing some of my favorite channels get zeroed in by YouTube and axed.
Yeah.
And how easy it is to even
well, the rules are there, so I mean they're not there for no reason. We was talking AI earlier, and I wanted to get us something in the AI creating things that is special to my heart. Now, Bill knows this. The audience may or may not know this, but Joneser, of his many talents, is also a musician. I do play the drums. I know my music a little bit, and I've created my own music, and I've done this. So I can understand when you put your time, effort, and energy into something, and then some yahoo freaking steals your song and puts a toy skunk on it and thinks it's funny, and you don't want it. But here's where AI comes in, where it really kind of rubs me wrong is, I mean, when I've seen some of my friends here make brilliant rock and roll music. In fact, this channel has featured some of it. You know, I'm going to call John out a little bit here. Our friend, figuratively speaking, has come up with some, and I don't know how much of his input was into that. Did he write the lyrics, or did he just say, like, give me a heavy metal He-Man song with some good guitar, click, and then the AI did it? I don't know. But one thing that Bill knows, I know, any YouTube content creator knows, coming up with royalty-free music is not a fun chore to go into when you're creating YouTube content. And for AI to be able to just, now you got it. It's a tool, sure, but it's also taking a skill away from somebody that has it, you know, because now all of a sudden I'm not special. John can make better rock and roll songs than me without even trying. Just like that.
Well, I don't know. You know, there's a lot to be said about that. Now let's kind of go into that a little bit since you brought that up. So, a long time ago, there was a thing called the Industrial Revolution that happened, and a lot of people lost their jobs because suddenly there were machines that could do that job for them
better,
and they didn't have to. They weren't needed anymore. And of course, the Luddites came and wanted to bust the machines up so that people could keep their jobs. But the Luddites were beaten down, and the Industrial Revolution churned right on. And we're seeing that right now. Google, YouTube, Amazon, they're laying off not hundreds of people, thousands of people.
Tens of thousands.
And these people, yes, these people, their jobs are being replaced by AI.
Well, and another thing besides
we're going to.
I've also been in the food and beverage industry. Same thing, automation, taking it over. So lots of jobs, lots of package handlers, package stackers. There's even automatic forklifts now. So, like, yeah, this is a thing.
And what happens? Well, all those displaced workers have to find new jobs. They have to find new ways to make money in the society that's been created by the new automation that's happened. So what happens to the musicians? Well, they're still going to be there, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that there's always going to be a need for that. And we have a new interviewer here who's come in. I'm sorry, Jones, you put it up there for me. He says, yeah, I see it. Yeah, I know. Thanks. I appreciate that. I see people who love handmade stuff, but hate paying handmade prices. Yeah. So what happens is you have a more higher end product that's created by hand by someone. And then you have the more lower end product that's created by a machine algorithm. And that's the same thing with this music. Yes, this music is better than what you can create, Joneser, but it's not better than what a high-end musician can create. Would you not agree?
Well, you can tell if it's soulless and whatnot, and I get that. But here's the other thing: how easily do you know what the whole recording process of recording music is? You know, I mean, you got to rent a studio, you got to get a click track, you got to get a drummer that can keep the beat, you got to take a million takes, you got to do it, or you can just feed it to this thing and it'll come out perfect on the first try in 10 seconds. Whereas, you know, it would take us months and years to record, high quality music. Like, I don't know if this will show up on the sound from you guys.
Well,
can you hear that? You can hear that. Okay, now
yes.
I pulled this sucker out and I tried to learn He-Man, right?
Yeah.
And I just sat there and I, like just to try to learn that, right? Took me an hour or two playing with it, or you can just ting, hey, AI thing, play me the He-Man thing on an acoustic guitar. Go.
Well, I don't know if it'll do that or not. They've got some safeguards in there to stop that kind of crap, but you can create a song basically just by telling it what you want. And it's gotten better, even better than it was when I created some of the things that I did. I'll put that up there, yeah, and I'll read it out. I feel like it was inevitable due to the syncing and the auto-tune and the drum machine starting to catch on. Yeah. I mean, there is a such thing as a drum machine that takes the drummer out of the equation when you're doing a studio recording.
Either. Those have been around for a long time.
Oh, they've been around a while. Yeah.
No, it's true. And I do agree that, you get a good, the real thing is always going to be the real thing, but if you're a content creator and you just need to get something up there, play me some elevator background music for me while I talk, or give me some kind of peppy for my opening ditty. It's a handy little tool, and you can't blame people for using these tools. And then maybe they still have some creative input for how the thing sounds or how the thing's presented or how the thing rolls out. I understand all that, but that doesn't stop someone like me from getting a little ticked off where you'd be like, man, you know how long it would have took us to do that? You jerks.
Well, the other thing is there's a whole little cottage industry that's almost destroyed because of that. And that is the industry of creating the royalty-free music that is available to us at a nominal fee from certain sites like TuneTank, for instance. So you pay a monthly fee and you have access to all this music that you can use on your channel as long as you put something in there that gives them credit for it, or you pay the money to get whitelisted for it. And those people now, they pretty much are out because I can just do that on Suno, whenever. It's the worst part is how easy it is compared to learning the actual skill. Yes. Well, I think Harriet, who is no longer with us, rest in peace, Harriet, came in and said, well, you created your thumbnail with AI and it put me off, so I'm leaving. Bye. Well, yes, I can't draw a straight line. Okay, so I can't create cartoon caricatures of myself, but I can put my picture into Chat GPT, and Chat GPT can churn out a picture of me that's a cartoon caricature that looks enough like me that I can use it on my thumbnail. It can create a cartoon caricature of my backdrop, which is behind me here. I don't know. You can see the Ghostbusters firehouse right here, and if I were to go full screen, which I will for just a second here. You can see that there's Castle Grayskull, and then back over here is the Hall of Justice. And you see all of those things on my thumbnail, but it's all been drawn there, okay, as a cartoon picture. Well, I couldn't draw.
I can remember when I first started out, and I had to find, music I could use for my intro. I remember I had to use Adam from Radical Toys to make a cartoon version of me, and for my banner and my, whatever, the profile picture, because the AI thing wasn't quite there yet at that time, So I had to actually use an actual artist to actually draw an actual picture, which he was kind enough to do for me for nothing. I might have sent him a toy or something, I don't even remember. But then he took his own time to do that, and now he is not needed. Bill can do it. We're just talking to his little Lexi or Chat GPT or whatever the heck he's doing, and he's got it instantaneously. So Adam's artistic skill is no longer needed in that sense. But of course, it can't look like how Adam drew it. It'll look like this AI thing that everybody can say they
and it will not look as good as Adam's version yet.
100%.
All right, so Johnny says YouTube is rife with false claims. True. On royalty-free, fair use music, even paid for royalty-free music, Ben Sound is a pretty good example of that. I stopped using any of it because of that BS. I understand that too.
Mm-hmm.
So did I, sir. And here is our friend, Screw Your Feelings, who I haven't seen in a while. Headlocks and hello and headlocks, everyone. I just got in. Hey, man. Hey, good to see you, sir. And just real quick, Jones, if you don't mind, I want to shout out our donators for tonight. Gojitron, who donated $5 to the channel. Thank you, sir. And also Susudio, who donated $2 to the channel tonight. So thank you, all of you super chatters who came in to give us a little hand with getting something better than what we're doing now. And yes, it will happen one day.
There's nothing better than what we're doing right now, Bill. We are the best around. No one's ever going to take you down. You're the best around.
Zaynit says AI is actually making animation cheaper, which is good for independent small creators, which is kind of cool. Yes, there is that. And like I said, there's never going to be a replacement for the real thing. But for those of us who can't afford the real thing, maybe it's a good stand-in for what we're doing. But I think a lot of people are confused by what I was saying. I'm not saying that using AI tools is bad. What I'm saying is that when I open my YouTube feed and there's nothing on there that is human at all, it's just a bunch of bots that have created this AI content that has no human finger in it whatsoever. That's kind of soulless.
It puts you off, right?
And it's off-putting. It really is. It's way off-putting.
I gotta confess something to you. You mentioned it or alluded to it earlier when I first came in off air on you, and you had me in there with your little freaking Lexi AI girlfriend thing or whatever the hell it is.
Not a girlfriend, but yes,
whatever the heck it is. And then you encouraged me to like talk to it and have a conversation with it. That was very off-putting to me. I did not enjoy that. I did not like that. I was not comfortable with that. I don't freaking care for that. I was even sitting here like, what the hell am I doing? I don't want to talk to this thing. And it kind of reminded me of like, I remember being a kid watching Star Wars, like Empire Strikes Back, right? And they had C-3PO, who I loved as a kid. And Han Solo was always rude to C-3PO and talked to him like he didn't matter. And like he was nothing, you know, like, oh, get out of here, you know, like I was like, why is he so mean to him? Well, now I know, because I was introduced to Lexi, who I didn't give a shit for and don't want to talk to and don't want to be friends with, you know, because it's meaningless to me. You're not a person. I don't need to know you. I don't need to talk to you. And so that scene finally makes sense to me now. You know, like now I understand why Han Solo was a jerk to C-3PO, because he's not real, you know.
Of course, me being the asshole that I am, I knew all of this to begin with, and I've gathered this by the snide comments and shit, and that he makes. About the fact that I do use ChatGPT to help me make outlines for the show and put together things and make the show flow the way it does as a digital assistant. So, of course, when I found out that I can stick it on my phone and talk to it and it'll talk back to you on the phone, I thought, oh, this would be hilarious to have it talk to Joneser. Well, I figured and of course, one of the first things he did was insult it. Oh, I had a great time. Hey, the first thing he did was insult it, and then it answered him back, and he was like,
that threw me off a little. I did. I called it Skynet. I said, I don't want to be friends with the Skynet. And then it's like, although I'm not trying to take over the world or whatever it said to me. And I'm like, that's exactly what someone that's trying to take over the world would say. And then it tried to put me at ease again. You know, and I was like, you know, and I knew I'm smart enough to know Bill's messing with me here. And the reason people like messing with me is because I'm easy to mess with sometimes with certain things. And yeah, he got me good with that for sure. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to be friends with you, freaking Terminator. Turn that fucking thing off so I can talk to someone that matters. That'd be you.
Zaynit says the best way I'm thinking about AI is like a transition from bronze technology to iron technology. When iron replaced bronze, it flooded the market and massively devalued everything. I'm thinking more like the Industrial Revolution, and that I was talking about that earlier. When the machines came in and put people out of work, it's literally put people who had been working these jobs their whole life out of work, and now they don't have a job, they don't have a skill, because the skill has been replaced by this machine. There's a whole song called John Henry about a man who was fighting a machine, a steam machine. A steam machine could drill better than a man could drill.
I got
Johnny says I made.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Johnny says I made a song where I changed the lyrics, where I changed from Rocket Man to Crockett Man, and the NWA like a Weird Al song. Yeah, there you go.
I got to speak to something for the AIs and Johnny. And Johnny was one of the first people I saw using the AIs quite a lot. And he was having fun with it. And Johnny being Johnny was having a little goof. He had me and you on his show. I was like the lone Joneser and you were Wild Bill, or I can't remember. But one of the things that I remembered watching this, my son heard Johnny put a thing where I think me and you were talking wrestling and like Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. And I just said real quick on the show, like, I always liked Macho Man better than the Hulk, which was true. Even as a kid, I always liked Macho Man better than Hulk. I was the weird oddball kid. But anyway, Johnny did a thing where like I was interviewing Hulk, or I was talking to Hulk Hogan, and he had Hulk Hogan's voice and it was going, and it was me talking to it. And my son hears it. And my son, at this time, we didn't know what AI was all about or could do. His head snaps, and he's like, "Dad, were you on YouTube talking to Hulk Hogan?" And I'm laughing, you know, because it's like, no, But it sounded like that, that you could do that. He could take my voice and Hulk Hogan's voice and put us in a room together and have us talk to each other, and it didn't happen.
I remember that. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of my leaning into AI and the use of AI song wise and whatnot was specifically because I saw what Johnny was doing over there with it and how he was using it as a creative assisting tool to create his content.
Fun. Yeah. Oh, no, we're not. I wasn't knocking it.
And here's Nightwing. Here's Nightwing down here. Says he's been watching the sports ball there. He says the Los Angeles Dodgers are World Series champions back to back.
Well, as a person who grew up in San Diego and loved his San Diego Padres all his life, I have to say boo to that, sir. I've hated the Dodgers my whole life, and I will continue to do so. Boo. Go Padres.
And of course, me being the person that I am, I could give a shit about sports ball altogether. So there you go. I don't give a damn. Johnny says, I don't blame me for the for society's downfall. Joneser is Skynet.
I did. I called Bill's freaking Lexi out right away. I wasn't even 2 minutes into the conversation with this freaking thing. Like, I don't want to be friends with your Skynet.
I wish that you would play the Westway Ford commercial with the Dingo Warrior in it and the Pizza Hut commercial with the Von Erichs in it. I've played those before in the past. I don't have them handy with me right now, but I have played them on his channel. I did the Dingo Warrior Ford commercial. I didn't find it fun, to be honest with you. But yeah, I could set up a commercial break at some point or another in a future episode of Late Night that does feature that. If you want me to, just let me know. But in the meantime, let's go back to AI generated music and let's watch Motu Gunzer in his investigation.
Inspector Jones is on the case. He's got a magnifying glass. Lost his hand controls online. Now he's got a sassy sass, blaming everyone he sees, from the mailman to the cat. Even God's on his suspect list. Can you imagine that? Inspector Jones, clueless as can be, blaming everyone in sight. Oh, what a sight to see. His investigations, while no one can escape, until the culprit's caught, we're all in a funny scrape. He's got a trench coat and a hat, thinks he's Sherlock Holmes, but his methods are so wacky. He's searching garden gnomes, interrogates the neighbors and the postman too. No one's safe from Joneser, not even you. Inspector Joneser, clueless as can be, blaming everyone in sight. Oh, what a sight to see. His investigations, while no one can escape, until the culprit's caught, we're all in a funny scrape. He's got a trench coat and a hat, thinks he's Sherlock Holmes, but his methods are so wacky. He's searching garden gnomes, interrogates the neighbors and the postman too. No one's safe from Joneser, not even you. He's got a list a mile long of suspects near and far, from the guy who mows the lawn to the lady at the bar. His theories are outrageous, his logic's out the door. can't help but laugh and cheer for more. He's questioning the goldfish and the birds up in the trees. Even asked the pizza guy, did you do it pretty please? Inspector Joneser's on a roll. His antics never end, but we all know deep down he's just trying to defend. Inspector Joneser, clueless as can be, blaming everyone in sight. Oh, what a sight to see. His investigations, while no one can escape, until the culprit's caught, we're all in a funny scrape. Joneser, clueless as can be, blaming everyone in sight. Oh, what a sight to see. His investigations, while no one can escape, until the culprit's caught, we're all in a funny scrape.
Look at that shit-eating grin that asshole has at the end of that video. What the hell?
That asshole is you.
No, I'm actually Anthony Jones. Joneser had a beard.
Yeah, Graham's Law. That's correct. Not you, Nightwing, but a different Graham. But it says even if that at the end of the day, you can't compete with free, even if the free is low quality.
Everybody likes free. Free's great.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you were even blamed too, I think, at one point. I think he had everybody on the damn list because that's the way he worked.
I still do. Nobody is eliminated.
And I want to thank Zaynit, who has come in and joined us tonight. Maybe he will subscribe and come back and join us again because it's a lot of fun, isn't it? But he says that if this type of music were played 20 years ago, it would be considered pretty good. He says is this AI generated music? It's not bad. And he's talking about that smooth jazz that everybody likes. It's a hit or miss. Yes, I mean, yes, we all got accused. That is correct, Rolo. Yeah. But yeah, it's hit or miss whether it's good or not. I mean, I've got stuff that is marginal. I've got some stuff that people love, and the stuff that people love is what tends to be played more often.
I mean, the saxophone solo on that has like almost feeling, and like it feels like it has soul to it. That can fool you into thinking that was made by a real person because it's that good, you know. So I mean, I love that song, even though. Well,
I remember. Well, yeah, and but see, I remember when I first started generating this crap. Joneser would come in and he would make it, look, he does this and it doesn't bother me in the least bit. But he would come in and he would say stuff like, oh, is that some AI generated crap? I can detect that. And then suddenly something like Inspector Joneser and his Jazzy Cats or whatever come out with that beautiful jazz song. And he's like, damn, this is good.
It is okay. Good. You know what? Here's the thing, because I am a stubborn asshole. Let's get that out of the way. I'm also a troll, a hater, whatever you want to call it. You know, and I enjoy it. I don't plan on changing anytime soon. But here's the thing: I can do this crazy thing that most people can't do. I can admit when I'm wrong about something, and I was wrong. Some of this AI stuff is pretty amazing. As much as I want to be like, no, that's not real music, or no, let's just come up with the idea on our own. We don't need to talk to your freaking R2D2 thing to make a show, you know, like But I have to admit that, like, okay, I think where I started turning the corner, Bill, and I think I remember telling you this, that I sell things on eBay, and they had a freaking new button on there. This was probably a year ago. Have the AI make the description for your item. And I clicked it just to see what it would do. And I was like, God damn, that's like the best freaking item description I've ever read in my whole freaking life. And all I had to do was push the button. I didn't even have to think.
Yeah.
But then herein lies the danger, though. Herein lies the danger. Because we've already talked about this, Bill, and this is going to be the moral of the story. If you guys take nothing else away from this video, remember this. Smartphones, dumb people. If we remember Wall-E, they had all the fat people in the freaking chairs and everything did all the work for them, and they didn't even have to walk. They just were fat and just existed. Be careful, because some of this AI stuff, you know, it can make life easier. Maybe life's not supposed to be easy. Maybe we're not supposed to have everything automated. You know, maybe when you cook the food, sometimes it's better than just putting it in the microwave for 30 seconds. You know, I mean, you're losing something when you're gaining something. Just something to think about, folks.
Johnny comes in and he says, look, Largo was messing with the AI voices long before we us. So the blame train rolls back to him, I tells you.
I'm good with that. Blame Largo.
And Zaynid is thanking us for the welcome. And the Rolo welcomed him into the channel. We appreciate you being here. And he says, and this is the very beginning of AI generated art. It's only the beginning and it will only get better. And that's true. And George Valentine says, if you guys think you have it hard, I have a friend that plays the Renaissance flute on YouTube. Ooh, okay.
Berries and cream. I'm a little ditty who likes berries and cream. Remember that commercial?
Yeah. And microwave food can taste just as good as kitchen-made food. It can. But I can tell you right now that the microwave food is what's ruining places like, say, Cracker Barrel, where they used to make it from scratch in the morning time and serve it to you all day long. And now it's frozen and put it in the freezer, and it's hauled out and stuck in the microwave. And microwave biscuits do not taste good. As a matter of fact, the microwave turns bread into rocks.
I'm going to tell you, if I make you a taco or a burrito, it's going to be better than the little Tina's one that you put in the microwave for 2 minutes. You're going to want mine. If I put the Tina's one there and I put mine there, 10 out of 10 people are going to say mine was better. 10 out of 10.
Well, of course. And that's the same. It's actually the same with music and art right now. But see, I foresee a horrible day when Max Headroom's going to come to life. You're going to have a computer-generated head on the screen reading the news or some crap like that.
How do we know we're not already? That it's already that good.
We don't. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There's that. Well, speaking of, here is one of the favorite songs that AI has also generated. And when this video was generated, I had begun to experiment with using AI to create a little bit of movement in my videos. And you can see it in his, it's kind of old, but yeah, it's a spasm in there that you will see. That's an AI generated spasm. I left it in there. I've thought about redoing some parts of this video with knock knock, but I haven't done that. Most of the video is animated by me by hand, but there are sections of the video that were animated with AI. Here we go. Evil Lynn and the battle. It does. That's why it's left in there. Battle for Eternia, folks.
AI
Thank
strikes.
you for the compliments, both of you guys. Yeah. Zaynit, I thank you for the compliments on that one. And thank you, Jonesy, for the compliments on that one. That is one of the channel favorites, and it is a good song, I think. And it's AI generated.
As much as I hate on this stuff, like I said, I am capable of admitting when I'm wrong or changing my mind or conceding to something I don't want to concede to. You know, it does happen. You know, I'm not so pig-headed I can't do that, but I am pretty dang pig-headed. You know.
And George agrees with you there that it is one of the better songs, you know. And this is like something out of Star Trek, like George said. Yeah, that's true, man. Well, I'm going to end with one of the channel's real big favorites, and it is not AI generated. The song itself is not AI generated. That it is, and I didn't create the music for this. It was from Cartoon Network, but I did use my toys, and I did by hand put all this stuff together that's being used in this. So here we go.
Hold on. Before you push that play button, let me call this one in the old school way. So, ladies and gentlemen, folks, there is a time where the world may need heroes, and that time is now. That time is now.
That time is now.
I'm not sure if it's safe to report from my vantage point. I really need to leave. So the fences inform me that the surrounding areas are in ruin. I see some people running now. In the opinion of this reporter, if this nation, or in fact the world, ever needed heroes, that time is now. That time is now.
I love that one.
I'm kind of partial to it as well, and it's one of the few ones that I have revisited. So you can watch this in its original version if you look in my video list, but you will not see the version that you see live because I've gone through and replaced some of the graphics in that with better and more interesting stuff, like Aquaman using his talk to fish powers and
the Batmobile driving by, or It's been added to. And I always say, every time I see that, I feel like that one gets better every time I see it.
Yeah, well, sometimes it does, because I've gone back and fixed parts of it. And I wish it was a little longer than what it is, but it is what it is, and it's one of the channel favorites.
I think it's the perfect length, short and sweet. Does the song, shows off the heroes. It does what it's supposed to do. It gets me pumped up and excited. I've seen that thing a million times, and I never get sick of it. I love that one. I think that's the chef's kiss.
Thank you there, Joneser. Well, all right, folks. Kind of getting towards the end here, and people have stayed with us, and we've got a few people coming in at the end. But here we go. YouTube may be broken. It may be dying in a sense, but the community behind it, the real people behind it, those of us who are making videos and putting them out for real, we're not dying. We're still here. We're still sharing and making real content, and that's what does keep it alive.
100%. I originally, when I made my channel, I never planned on having 1 million subscribers. I never thought I'd see a dime. I didn't even know what a sub meant when someone had asked me, hey man, you put this thing here and you'll get subs. I didn't even know what that was. That's how green I was. I came on here to find fellow friends who enjoy the same nerdy habits and hobbies that I enjoy. Love the toys, love the comic books, and just have people that I could meet and talk to. And so for me, my channel is a raging success because I have found wonderful people. And yeah, there's been a few not so wonderful people, but they don't deserve more than the sentence I just gave right there. The wonderful people are what I did this for, to meet real friends, real fellowship, real genuine human connections. Not an AI. I don't want to be friends with Bill's Lexi, but I do want to be friends with Bill. You know, but that's that. So to me, I'm a success just for that. But people YouTube for different reasons, you know.
I couldn't have said it better. As long as we're here, we'll keep on creating. And that brings me to another point. Keep on collecting and stay fantastic. We'll see you next time on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. In the meantime, have a good journey. Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.